Hello again, comic book fans. I'm Wild Bill, the Unknown Comic from Comic Book Geezers. Thanks again for being here for another episode of Secret Wars.
Yes, I am Pete. So today we're going to take a look at two large-scale storyline arcs, one in DC, one in Marvel. The first one is going to be Secret Wars from Marvel, like Bill mentioned.
They did two of them, but we're going to do the first one.
Yeah, so they did two of them, and the other major storyline arc was Crisis on Infinite Earths, so that was done over in DC.
DC World.
So in the mid-'80s, Marvel decided, hey, let's do this like storyline arc that would last around a dozen issues that would involve multiple characters and villains, right?
Get the whole Marvel universe
As
involved.
many as they could, right? So they came up with this thing, and I don't have the individual issues. I have the trade novels that collect all of them. So this is Secret Wars, and this basically brought we had
the back cover too.
Yeah. Of course, this is notable for the first appearance of Spider-Man in the black suit, which is kind of cool. So you had heroes like a couple from the X-Men. So you had Captain America and Cyclops and Professor X, The Thing, She-Hulk, Colossus, Spider-Man, Hulk, Iron Man, Nightcrawler.
Is that Captain Marvel, the female version?
The second female version of Captain Marvel, yeah. And you had Dr. Octopus and Dr. Doom and Galactus.
What's that guy just above your finger?
The torch is up here.
No, this guy. This little head.
Oh, Colossus right there. Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yep. And they basically, what they did was they took all these characters and they brought them into this other dimension, this other world, and had them battling against each other. Really good artwork.
Oh, so they do the covers.
A lot of action. Yeah. I found, and again, this is mid-'80s, and Bill and I have talked about this before. In my opinion, a lot of the writing and the artwork in the 80s started to drop off. And while this was pretty action-packed, Doom played a really big role here. You know, it's interesting to see Dr. Doom.
Look at the Hulk. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Wolverine was here as well. I forgot to mention it. Mr. Fantastic was also here as the Human Torch. Magneto was on board here. The Lizard was here.
Even Wolverine.
Yeah, it looks kind of lame.
Yeah, the other panel I'm looking at.
The Wrecker was also involved.
The Wrecker.
Yeah, a couple of guys from the Wrecking Crew were there.
Let me see that Wolverine.
Doc Ock. Basically, what they did was they put all these factions against the bad guys against the good guys on this other planet.
I don't know if it's this one that I was looking at. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The artwork throughout was okay in spots, pretty good in some others. I found the dialogue really, really bad. One of the things I really hated about the storylines, they made the Wasp look really ridiculous and really stupid.
Look at Doom. It looked like he's took an acid bath.
Exactly.
But I like that a little bit. But I don't know.
But this was Marvel's first real stab at something of this magnitude. I think this took a year. I think it was 12
issues. But you know what, kids? I don't feel like I missed anything.
Yeah, you know what? I've been wanting to read this for years, hearing about it. I read it, and I was really disappointed. And so right around the same time, we'll talk about the second Secret Wars in a minute, but I want to go over to DC now. Okay. So right around the same time, in the mid-late 80s, DC also
jumped on the bandwagon
and said, we're going to do something that's going to shake up the whole DC universe. It's going to involve all the characters.
That's going to be better than Secret Wars, Marvel.
And it was leagues better. And we're talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Okay.
This is good stuff.
Okay.
So this basically,
it's
heavy. It's a big book. So again, this went into
back cover.
I forget how many issues this covered, but this basically, because DC, remember, there's all these different Earths. You have Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth X, Earth this, Earth that, all that kind of stuff.
So they've kind of threaded it all together.
So they brought together all of these different characters and all these villains, and you had this guy called the Monitor, and then the Anti-Monitor.
Joker.
Yep.
Now, I like the artwork better in this already.
This is really good. This is good stuff, folks. And if you watch the CW DC shows, they're actually going to touch upon this in the fall. They're going to bring the Arrow and Flash and all those other shows together to do a Crisis on Infinite Earths show. And they killed off characters in here. I'm not going to tell you who. I'm not going to spoil it. But this involves superheroes from all the different Earths working together to go against the Anti-Monitor and his minions and what have you. Really, really well done.
Was this 12 issues or more?
I think this was more, if I remember. I don't remember exactly how many. But this
is a lot thicker. I would guess that it's more than 12.
Probably more than. This, I think maybe 18.
Now, was this his own title, or did it carry over from each character? Like from Green Lantern to Superman to Flash?
I believe it was its own, if I'm not mistaken.
This looks like one up here. Looks like a cover page.
Pretty sure it was his own
title?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But man, the writing is just off the charts good. And what's interesting is the two guys who were involved in this actually just came from Marvel. Marv Wolfman, and I believe
Marv Wolfman,
George Perez. It says on the front. What
George Perez.
Yeah,
Marv Wolfman and George Perez,
who were both with Marvel, and then went to
Marv
DC.
Wolfman has been involved with so much of Marvel. And Marv Wolfman was around before George Perez in Marvel.
Yeah. This is what good writing is all about. So the summary here.
And Marv Wolfman is a fantastic writer, and that guy knows about comics. He knows about storylines.
Yeah.
Marv Wolfman.
This reads like a novel. It's that complex, and the characterization of the dialogue is so good. Yeah.
Castles.
There's no comparison. So, after I read this first, and then I read that, and I'm just like, this basically sucks compared to that. However, Marvel did redeem themselves a little bit. So a few years ago, I think this was 2005 or 8 or something like that.
Last decade.
They decided to come back and do Secret Wars again, which was kind of like...
Because you loved the first one so much?
Because you loved the first one so much.
There were so many unanswered questions?
Or because DC kicked our ass so bad. And
we had to get the egg off our face?
Right.
Okay.
So they came back, and it was a loose sequel, some similarities, and... This basically...
So this is Secret Wars 2 or Secret Wars...
It's just called Secret Wars, but different writer, different artwork, but it's basically a sequel. It should have been called Secret Wars 2.
Because there was a comic book called Secret Wars 2, I believe.
Yeah, well, that might have been this.
Okay.
But this, much, much better. Basically, it takes place on an alternate universe where
the back cover with Dr. Doom there.
Dr. Doom becomes like the god. He's like a leader of everybody.
Okay.
And so basically now they're trying to, you have Reed Richards from our Earth and another Earth trying to, and a whole bunch of other guys, Ben Grimm and Doctor Strange and all these other characters, Iron Man, trying to, Namor's here as well, trying to take back over the universe from Dr. Doom. And in this reality, they wipe out a lot of the memory of a lot of people. So all of a sudden now Sue Richards is the wife of Dr. Doom. and the two kids of Richard, of the Sue and...
An incredible Richards. Power to have if you're a man, I would suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
And what's notable about this again...
So she's in love with her arch nemesis.
And doesn't remember Reed Richards.
Who?
Right?
That's
so
funny,
this is actually pretty cool. I enjoyed this a lot. But
this was way better, leaps and bounds than the first one.
The first one. And I'm going to give a little spoiler away here.
Uh-oh.
One of the coolest, well, it depends on what you think, things about this is there is a confrontation here between Thanos and Dr. Doom.
Oh.
And
I would think that Doom doesn't stand a chance, I would think.
And
here he is. There's Thanos.
He kills Thanos like really easily, and it's just like it just shows you how powerful Dr. Doom has gotten in this storyline here.
Wow!
But in the end, they take everything back over, and it all is good. But very, very cool read. I enjoyed this one a lot. Not that I didn't enjoy this, but I found the writing very lackluster.
It was weak.
Here. Yeah, it was a little weak. That's very good. But neither one come close to the glory that is Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Wow!
That's really good.
So there you have it. Yeah. What else you got to say about these? Is that it?
I'm just, if you're the other, and I didn't talk about in this one. We'll do that in a future episode. But I also picked up all of the volumes that involve the whole Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Aftermath, Infinity Crisis, the whole shebang dealing with the battles with Thanos involving Adam Warlock and Silver Surfer and Captain Marvel. I've gotten all of them. I haven't read them yet. So once I get through all that, it's like a big stack. We'll do a whole show on just Infinity. That's it.
Oh, wow.
So that's next. But
something to look forward to.
Yep, exactly.
In years to come.
It's going to be a while. You might see other stuff before then,
He has so many graphic novels at home, so he could build a house with just the books he has.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, my son told me the same thing yesterday. He would look at the Infinity stack and goes, man, you were running out of room for all these graphic novels.
Yeah. It's like his wife doesn't kick him out. Anyway, gang, I'm Wild Bill, as always, saying thanks for being here with us. Hope you liked this episode, and as always, please send us your comments and send us your feedback and subscribe and tell your friends if you love comics. This is the place to be.
Yep.
The best comic book talk show on the web, Comic Book Geezer. See the banner?
We tell it like it is. We're fans just like you guys. We just want to show off some cool stuff and hope so you'll...
And we like what we're doing, and we're glad that you like what we're doing. So again, thank you again. I'm Wild Bill saying peace. We'll catch you next time.
And I'm Pete. See you again real soon.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.